Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. That's IELTS with Sonali. So let's begin with today's topic of writing task 2. Beginning with the basic of IELTS, proceeding up to the writing task 2 completion, we will be discussing today's topic. So let's begin with writing section. Writing module is a module which completely consists of 9 bands. Writing has 2 parts, task 1 and task 2. Task 1, as is shown on the screen, it consists of 20 minutes and task 2's duration is 40 minutes. Task 1 in academic it is report writing, but if I talk about general training students, then that will be of letter writing. Task 2 consists of task 2 is of essay writing for both of the students, whether they are of general training or academic. If I talk about the approach, then objective approach is generally taken into consideration of task 1, because in that you just need to write what has been asked or what has been shown to you, especially for academic, what is visible to you. You just need to write that in your own report. But if I talk about essay writing, in that you can add on your own ideas and you can mention it in the complete elaborative way. So that is termed as subjective on this basis. If we talk about the word limits of both of the tasks, task 1 is a task in which you need to write minimum of 150 words, but if I talk about task 2, in that you need to write minimum 250 words. As is shown on the screen, bands that they both tasks hold is 3 bands for writing task 1 and 6 bands is for writing task 2. Now proceeding with the format of task 1 letter writing for general training students is, first of all, they need to write title on the top, and then you need to start with the opening statement. After that you need to drop a line, then you need to begin with body paragraph 1, then body paragraph 2, then body paragraph 3. There should be blank lines among all the 3 body paragraphs. After that also you need to drop one line blank, and then you need to write your closing statement, then signing off, and the name of the person who is writing that particular letter. Beginning with report writing of academic students, that is, first of all you need to mention the introduction, that is generally in some pie chart form or line graphs, they can be dual maps, they can be. So in that way you need to write introduction according to your task that has been shown to you, and then you need to mention overview of the task. We will discuss what overview is, what you need to write in introduction and all stuff. We will discuss that later. Then you need to mention body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2. In the whole part of this report writing, you need to drop one line after every part. After introduction you need to drop one line, after overview you need to drop one line, and same in between both of the paragraphs there should be one line blank. Proceeding with essay writing, that is task 2 that we will be discussing right now, is format. Introduction on the top. Introduction of this contains general statement that is completely optional. Paraphrasing you need to mention. Paraphrasing is what? You need to rewrite the statement in your own words, that is termed as paraphrasing. Next, thesis and outline statement. Thesis means thesis or outline statement. What does it mean? Let me explain you. Whatever you have been asked in the statement, you need to tell that to examiner what you are writing in that. For example, the topic is about write all the advantages and disadvantages of a particular topic, then you will be writing here, there are plenty of advantages and disadvantages of a particular topic, which I would like to explicate or elaborate in the following paragraphs. So now with this line you have clearly mentioned what you will be describing in the upcoming paragraphs. So in this way thesis statement generally comes. After the ending of the introduction you need to drop a line, blank line, and then you will be starting with body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 1 will consist of main point, supportive point, and one example. Okay, example is must in both the paragraphs. At least one example should be there. Then we will drop one line, then we will start with body paragraph 2, then the same scenario will be there, main point, supportive point, and example. Then we will proceed with the conclusion because we need to conclude it, to express what I think and what can be my suggestions, what can be my hope for the future, what is the threat. You can raise that after rewriting the statement. Now proceeding with types of statements of task 2. There are two types of statements of task 2. One of them is fact based and one of them is opinion based. I have given examples to you of both of the types of statements. First one is fact based. See, in fact based, nothing like opinion has been written over there. It's completely one liner question, one liner statement. That is, nowadays the celebrities earn more money than the politicians. Now, this is actually a fact. No one can deny to this. That's why this is a fact, and this is a fact based statement. After that, the question is given to you, what are the reasons for this, and is it a positive or a negative development. So in this way, a normally question of task 2 comes in the examination as well. Now proceeding with the opinion based. See, with the topic, with the type of the statement, it is very clear that opinion means that will be perspective of some people, as is written in the statement as well. Some people think that young people should go to university to further their education, while others think they should be encouraged to work as car mechanics or builders, etc., to serve society. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Now here in the statement there are two views, if you have noticed. One is some people think that young people should go to university to further their education, and another opinion is that is written in the next line. Others think they should be encouraged to work as car mechanics or builders, etc., to serve society. This is second opinion. Now what they have asked us to do is we need to discuss both the ideas and we also need to raise our own opinion. So when I will be writing thesis statement in the very first part of the essay, that is introduction, I will be mentioning that before forming any opinion of mine, I will be discussing both the perspectives of people. So these are some of the ways in which you can write your thesis statement. Now proceeding with the types of essays that normally come in the examination. The very first point is advantages and disadvantages. They normally give you a particular topic and they normally ask about all the advantages and disadvantages of a particular topic. The question basically comes in two ways. That is, what are the advantages and disadvantages? In this form, you need to mention all the advantages and disadvantages, at least 2 to 3 points each, and you need to explain them as well. Both the body paragraphs will contain one example, which is a compulsion. And also, if you are mentioning 2 points in advantages, then you need to mention 2 points in disadvantages. But I will recommend that you should mention at least 3 points in advantages and at least 3 main points in disadvantages. So next form of the same part is, do advantages outweigh disadvantages? If you agree with a particular topic that the advantages are a bit more than disadvantages, then what you will be doing is you will be mentioning advantages more and disadvantages a bit less. For example, if you are mentioning 3 or 4 advantages of a particular topic, then you will be mentioning one disadvantage of that particular topic. That means you need to mention both because they have asked you to mention both of them. But the advantages will be more if you are mentioning in your thesis statement that this particular topic has more pros than cons. Depending on what you are writing in your thesis statement, the paragraphs will follow the same pattern. If you are mentioning in your thesis statement that you believe that, okay, if I am writing a particular essay and I believe that cons are more than pros, then what I will mention there? I deem that the cons of this particular topic are more than the pros of this, which I would like to explicate in my following paragraphs. If I have written this particular thesis statement, then I will be mentioning cons more than pros in my body paragraphs. I hope you understand, and if you have any query, then you may ask. Now, proceeding with next type is agree or disagree. Now, here, if they have asked you, do you agree or disagree, then either you can agree with a particular statement or you can disagree with a particular statement. You can't do both, because see, there it is written or means you have to choose one from both. But if I talk about next form of the same question is, to what extent do you agree? That means you can express 50% agree, 50% disagree. You can say that partially agree. You can also say that I agree to the statement up to a small extent, up to a large extent. In this type, you have completely independent view of your own thinking. You can mention whatever you want to, because they are not bounding you that you need to write 100% agree or disagree. In this, you can also say that I completely agree with the statement, because they are asking about the extent to which you agree, so it will help you more to understand the statement. Next question is problem based. In this type, they normally give you a particular problem, that can be child labor, that can be global warming, that can be globalization, anything that can be. They can ask you, and they can ask about the reasons and effects, reasons and solutions. They can also ask about the effects and solution of a particular topic. Fourth point is discuss both views and give your opinion. In this particular type, two views will be given to you, and if they are asking about raising your own opinion, then you need to raise. If they are not asking about your own opinion, then you can't raise that. Just notice this thing. If I proceed with opinion based statement, then this is a particular topic that I discuss actually at the very end of the whole scenario, when students just start writing about the topics. At that time I discuss, but still I am letting you know. In the very first part of it, positive and negative development, they normally give a particular topic in which they normally ask that is this a positive development or a negative development. If they are mentioning or, then you need to mention only one of them. If they are asking about and, positive and negative development, then you need to mention both of them. Next is what is your own opinion. In this, what is your own opinion, they will give you a particular one-liner question, and they will say, what do you think about it? What is your opinion about that? So that is actually, you need to write. There is no foundation of what you can write and what you cannot. That completely depends on you, how you're writing it. In that, you need to express your own views about that, but that should be very relevant. I'll explain this particular type later in my videos, and I hope that will help you know more about it. Next, starting with the paraphrasing according to types of statements. If the statement is fact based, then we can start with some of the liners like, it is irrefutable, it is implicit, implicitly, irrefutably, undoubtedly, there is no doubt, there is no denying the fact. I hope that will help you know when I will start describing the whole part of it. When I'll help you writing the task, I think that will help you more at that time. Next is opinion based. If the question given to you is like, some people think that, you can change that some people think that into some masses opine or deem that. You can also change that into a certain segment of society deems that. A popular stratum of society believes, deems, or opines that. That completely depends on what you are writing and what you want to express. Next, examples of beginning according to advantages and disadvantages task. If the topic is regarding advantages and disadvantages, then you can start your body paragraph 1 with commencing, initiating, beginning, initializing with pros, merits, benefits, advantages, etc. Then you need to mention a comma over there, and after that you need to write the first and foremost point is, you can also write the prominent one is, the important one is, whatever you want to mention over there, you can do that. After that, beginning with body paragraph 2, of the same type, then you can express beginning anything from that, but you need to mention demerits, cons, drawbacks and disadvantages. Whatever you want to mention over there, you can do that. Now going on to some connectors that I can use are, for addition we can use moreover, furthermore, probing further, moving further to add to it, in addition to it, not only this, secondly, thirdly, whichever point you are mentioning you can change this according to that only. Next, if I am making any comparison in my task with anything, then I can use while, whereas, whilst, in contrast, in sharp contrast, on contrary. In this way, I can raise a comparison. If I talk about explanation of a particular point, then I can use to simplify, in other words, in simple words. If I am beginning with a particular example, then I can start my example with, for example, for instance, to exemplify, to epitomize. I can start my examples using this. If I am finally ending my whole paragraph, then I can use these words to end my paragraph, that are eventually, in the end, lastly, last but not the least, finally, at the end. I can use these one words or a bit liners to end my body paragraph. If I want to give personal examples in my task, I will give this only when it is asked in the essay, otherwise, I will not give any personal example if that is not asked. And if I am starting with giving one of my personal examples, then what I need to do is, I need to start my personal examples with taking a real life example, taking an example from my experience. To quote, cite a real life example, I can start with personal examples. Next is when I am ready to express my own personal view. At that time, I can use I think, deem, opine. One is this way to express my own view. Another type of mentioning the same thing is, I can write in my opinion, in my notion, in my perspective. The third way in which I can start my personal view is according to my perspective, according to my notion, according to my opinion. Last point is in my point of view. I can also start the line, the personal view of mine, in this way. Next is, there are some words in, well, this is a part for Indians only. If you guys can also understand this, then that will be really good. When it is used in Hindi, whenever we use halaki in Hindi, at that time we can use though, although, albeit in English. If we normally say a particular, if we end a particular point of ours by using isiliye, at that time we use that's why, therefore, so, hence in English. If I am ending to a conclusion, if I am going to a particular result of anything, that means pranam swaroop. If I am writing in Hindi, the same thing I need to write in English in this way, as a result, as a consequence, consequently, due to this. If I am saying fir bhi in Hindi, at that time I need to mention however, nevertheless, howbeit in English. So these are some of the connectors that can make your writing as well as your speaking really good. Also, this can be used in writing task 1 of yours, but that actually depends. If you're from academic, then not all the connectors can be used over there, but if you are a student of general training, at that time you can use all of these connectors in one of the other ways. Now proceeding with the conclusion, how to start conclusion, how to make it, how to write it. There are some of the lines that I have written. You can start your conclusion with that way, but there is one compulsion, that there should be no diplomatic conclusion. You should be one-sided only. You can't take both the sides in consideration. Also, if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe my channel IELTS with Sonali. You will get the updates only then if you hit the bell icon, and hopefully you will do it. Also, I have a page on Facebook also, that is with the same name, IELTS with Sonali. I am also available at Instagram account with the same name. Hopefully you like this video. If you like this video, please like it, share it, and please subscribe it. Thank you.